Hey, happy Monday to everybody. It's 10 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I just got back from my bike ride, and boy, am I fired up. I got something to talk about. My viewers will know this is the time. It's about an hour bike ride. It's about 12 miles, and it gives me a lot of time to think and put my thoughts together. And I was ready to turn that bike around about halfway. This is one of them videos. I want to talk about Donald Trump and the coronavirus and the ongoing lies and misinformation that this president is putting out. All right, I know I've done other videos on this. It's relevant still because he, especially in this last week, there's still quotes and, well, let me just get into it. It's relevant because he, just this week, just in the last couple of days, he's been saying this stuff again, putting out these lies. And I don't even know if I should call it ridiculous. I don't even know what to call it. All right, let's start with this. So Trump, I think it was Saturday at one of his rallies, says that if Biden was president, he would have listened to the scientists. And because if Trump had listened to the scientists, then the whole country would be in a terrible depression. All right, let's just talk about that first. All through America's history, science has been a valuable asset of our country. Science, doctors, medical experts, science, information, continuing advances, inventions. Look at the atomic bomb. How scientists raced to develop that, and it meant a huge difference in the end with World War II. Other vaccines, the health of the country, tuberculosis. I could just sit here. Science has been a huge integral part and a huge asset to the United States for our entire history. Other countries also. It's been a race. Look at the race to the moon. The race to put the first man in orbit. Yuri Gagarin, I believe, right? Science has been an integral part, a huge asset of the United States for our entire history, up until now. Look at this statement by Donald Trump. If he had listened to scientists, and we know it's true, he doesn't. Again, my question here is, if he doesn't listen to scientists, if he doesn't listen to medical doctors, which is what he's implying, that Joe Biden would have done the right thing and gotten the correct information and disseminated it to the public, and then they could take that and develop procedures to deal with it. But I'll get to that in a second. So if he's not listening to science and doctors, then who is he taking advice from? Again, I don't think we've ever had such a narcissist. The size of this man's narcissism, I think, will be written about and studied for decades to come. Because everybody, he knows the most about, well, you just fill in the blank. He knows the most about everything. So, and then you think about the other countries, the position that America is now in, that we have this joke of a president who doesn't believe that science should have a say. If not science, then who? The bankers, the stock market, Donald Trump's own little hamster wheel, Again, this is the first time in our history where we have a president actually saying that it's a bad thing to listen to scientists. All right, let me just move on to Trump and testing for the virus. Again, this is why he's been mentioning it again, because constantly at these rallies, he keeps saying that we're going around the corner. We're going around the corner. It's going to go away. One of these days, it's going to go away all on its own. Right? So Friday, United States, we had 71,000 new cases on Friday, the third highest in this whole thing. The third highest on record for new cases. So obviously, Trump's lie isn't holding true anymore. So how does he defend it now? He's been breaking out the old lie, where it's the testing. Now this drives me crazy. I can't believe any human being with an education, with a functional mind, actually believes this, that somehow testing creates more cases, or I thought it was a joke the first time I heard it. It's such incredible nonsense. I'm going to break out this analogy one more time because I believe it's so precise, okay? Drunk driving. Say we no longer gave people sobriety tests, where they blow into the meters. We no longer used them. We no longer even checked for drunk driving. We just consider drunk driving a form of distracted driving. Kind of like Trump wants to consider COVID just a form of the flu. All right. So is there going to be less drunk driving on the road? No, there's going to be more, because we're not going to catch it. We're not going to catch the people that are going to go out there and kill other people. There's going to be a lot more deaths because you're not identifying the drunk drivers. Same thing with this. And contact tracing. Another thing that the Trump administration just poo-poos, like with the super spreader event at the Rose Garden. They're saying how all the staff at the White House wasn't even informed. There was no contact tracing. They didn't even know who had what. It's so unbelievable. The way this whole thing has been mishandled, and why? Why has it all been this much of a shit show? Because Donald Trump doesn't want his ego. It's all because of his narcissism. He doesn't want to look like he's done a bad job. He wants to look like the hero. He doesn't want to ever admit he's wrong. And due to that, it just gets worse and worse. Like I said, with the testing now. So say we don't test. He actually is going around saying that because of testing, there's new cases. I don't even, my mind doesn't even, I can't even wrap my head around how people believe that. Of course, these cases are still going to be out there just because we don't identify them. The only difference is now that we don't know where they are. And these people don't know they have it, so they spread it to more people, aka more deaths, more cases. And for some, in Trump world, somehow this makes sense, that testing bad. Now let me go on to masks. Again, Scott Alice tweeted that masks are bad. They cause more problems. They don't actually prevent the virus. This is just a straight out lie, flat out lie, by Trump's chief science officer. Again, this is, look at what has become science under Trump. So he keeps pushing these lies because supposedly he doesn't want the American people to panic. I find that one of the biggest insults. People, and there's people that complain that their freedoms are being taken away because of the masks. I think they should be more upset that they're being lied to. They're not being given information accurate information where they can then protect their families. Let me take, for instance, Governor Cuomo. So there's more cases now. And we're not talking about shutting down the whole city. He's actually talking about, I forgot what he called it, micro shutdown. He's identifying specific neighborhoods where it's just breaking out using contact tracing and cordoning off those specific neighborhoods, just exact, like cutting out a piece of cancer instead of just lopping off the whole arm. Now, these are tactics when you give people the correct information, the accurate information, instead of telling people that, well, we're going around the corner, it's just like the flu, no big deal, and just continuing to have these ongoing 10,000 people rallies, 15,000 people rallies. And you can actually see now, this is the first thing I think in the history in the last 4 years where Trump supporters are really turning away from Donald Trump. For the first time, they see this way that he's dealing with this, and it's turning a lot of people off for the first time. Who would have guessed that something would finally put an end to their cult following? Not all of them, but a lot of the older people. So again, these masks with Scott Ellis saying that mass tweeting, and then of course this tweet was removed from Twitter. It's a flat out lie. Trump's chief science officer, chief science doctor, just putting out flat out lies. Misinformation, dangerous misinformation. Telling people that masks don't work. It's the one thing that could protect them and their family and their lives and their health. And Trump's main science officer is telling them not to use it. This is just, I can't believe where we're at. Again, when I heard Donald Trump, I had to reread that a couple times, that he's actually saying that it's a bad thing, that Joe Biden would have listened to scientists. It's like, it's surreal. It's so unbelievable that it's surreal. And people ask me, why are, how you make these videos every day? Why are you're so intent? You're so focused on Donald. Some people call it hatred. It's really fear. I'm scared for the country. I'm scared. I am truly scared for our democracy, for the health of the country. That's what it is. It's not hatred, and it's because of stuff like this. We actually have a president. That's first time in our history where we have a president saying that science bad. Doctors, medical advice bad. It's insanity. Hopefully November 3rd we can put an end to this ongoing nightmare. All right, you guys have a good Monday.